Welcome back to Operation 8th Air Force. It's turn 10 for Italy, and it is January of 1941. Italy has one tech dice to roll for, and they're going to go for long range and try and get that to stage 3. Alright, so there's their one dice, and 4 is no good. Alright, purchases. Italy has 12 in the bank. They're going to spend it all. They're going to buy 2 colonial infantry for what? For 4 apiece, so that's 8. And then just 2 militia for 2 apiece. So that'll take you to 12, and that's all of their purchases. Combat. We're going to have 2 raiding submarines, 2 raiding coastal submarines in A35 getting involved in some action. And then the fleet submarine from A35 is going to come out 1 into 44, 2 into M2 and raid into there. There's going to be a walk-on from Tripoli into Tunisia, so they'll take that. And then the seaplane out of Tobruk is going to come out and raid on map in M8. And I think that is the sum total of all of our combats. Pretty boring stuff, but anyway, nonetheless. All right, so let's just sort out Tunisia first. So Tunisia is worth 1, takes us to 13, and the British will go down to 22. All right, so let's get to convoy rating in 35 first. So we'll have our Italian dice, which is this green one here, and we'll get the British, which has been the bane of my existence in this game. I'm pretty sure that's the British one. Oh, American one. There's the British one there. All right, so the coastals will be, they're normally +1, so we get +1 for radar. So then he's got long range and radar. So these will just be flat for the 2 coastals. So A35. And we get a 5 to 3. So finally we get 2 off him there. And then the other coastal, 4 to 6 is no good. So we just take 2 in A35. In M2, we've got a fleet submarine, so that'll be at a +1 because of the modifiers I've just said. So +1, the green dice. So it's going to be 6 to 3. So we take another 3 there. This is a bit better. No, he'll probably kill those submarines next turn. And then we've got the rating, the last rating here, Raiders of the Lost Ark, M8. It'll be so it's +1 for the seaplane, but there's modifiers either way, so this will just be flat like the coastals again. And that's a 1 to a 1. So that's nothing. All right, so we took 5 off him, so that's not terrible. All right, that's all of our combat. Let's get to some non-combat. So we need to take that off. Put a rondel on there later. All right, so coming out of Tobruk will be a motorized, which will go into Cyrenaica. The infantry in 1 infantry out of Western Egypt will back up into Tobruk. So that'll be 2 into there. What else did I want to do in there? I think that was it for the Italians. All right. So from Nubia, a cavalry will come 1-2 into Tanganyika. That gets rid of that marker there. And then we've got this light armor, 1 into Italian Somaliland, 2 into Tanganyika. And you never know with Hambone, he's very tricky, so we'll just leave it there. I think that was from last turn, so we can probably take that one off. That was the Japanese turn. They're done. That's done. Pretty small turn, this one. Had some wild ideas, but I know my more conservative partner probably wouldn't have approved. I'm going to get him past the war cabinet. All right, let's get to placing units. All right, so we have our two colonials, one into Tripoli, one into Cyrenaica, and then the two militias, Cyrenaica and Tripoli. So that's what I decided to go for in the end. So that's our 12. So we went up a buck to 13. So we will collect that ANIPP for next turn. And I think that's it for us. Do a very quick disposition. For those who want to hang around, feel free to. So we'll collect 13 IPP first. Let's get that out of the way. 1, 2, 3. Alright, so that's done. Alright, so for Italy, let's start over here. A35, 2 coastals. M2 fleet submarine. I forgot to say that. Seaplane was just landing back in Tobruk. Cyrenaica, 1 motorised, 2 infantry, and 1 militia. Western Egypt, 1 infantry. Tripolitania has a militia, Tripoli 2 infantry and a militia, 1 infantry in Tunisia. And Nubia is a infantry. We've got an infantry in Sudan. Tanganyika, 1 cavalry, 1 infantry, 1 light armor. Abyssinia, militia. Italian Somaliland, militia infantry. And what else we got? Yeah, the fleet hasn't changed over in Western Germany, so that still consists of a battleship, 2 heavy cruisers, light cruiser, 4 destroyers, fleet submarine, and TBD. I'm just hanging out in port, enjoying some R&R. And all right, let's do Northern Italy. All right, so just Italian stuff. We've got 3 infantry, 1 militia, 1 fighter in Northern Italy. Rome, 2 mountain infantry, 1 regular infantry, 3 militia, and that's all German stuff. And I think that's everything. All right, we'll finish it off there. I'll turn it over to Bruce for the KMT and USA's turn. Thanks for watching.